right. What else can we do? Chat box. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
I love your last name.
Are you talking
I have that on my spice rack.
Oh, yeah. Very close.
Oh.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
I can't see you, Claire.
I can't see you, Claire.
You have to swipe left.
Nope.
Are you on your phone or your tablet?
Tablet.
I don't know how to work a tablet. I don't have a tablet.
I'm going to go to the big computer and try it. Hi, Claire. Say hi to Claire.
I did.
Let's say more than hi.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, Gendler reunion. Can we not, please?
It's great.
I think
Okay. I was getting self-conscious, but if Haley says it's great, it's chill.
How exciting.
Whatever.
Where
Mom
do
and
your
Dad are
parents
doing
live?
technology. It's exciting.
They're in South San Ho.
Okay, how about Claire? Where do you live, Claire?
Oh, I live in Oakland, California, but currently I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oh, what? Dang, she's on vacation.
I'm technically not on vacation. I just finished working, teaching all the voice lessons that I teach, but I still get to do it from warm weather, which is why I left California for the winter.
Nice. How long are you going to be there for?
Undecided?
That's a good place to be in. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and turn the music off now. Are we ready to go? Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you can't see like my chat box or anything?
No, I can't see it.
Great, thank you. All right, everybody, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is Local Color's first time doing something like this, so bear with me as I figure out Zoom. And then we're also here today with Gabrielle from the Billy DeFrank Center and Deb Davis from District 6, I believe. And we're also here with Matty and Sarah, who are our artists, our guests tonight. And if one of the other Local Color ladies could just keep an eye on accepting new guests, that would be great. Okay, we're gonna jump in. So we are Local Color. This project was facilitated by Local Color, and we are a woman-owned and operated 501c3 dedicated to creating economic opportunities for local artists and providing affordable workspace for artists here in San Jose. And we currently have 2 active studio locations here in downtown San Jose, one of them being in SoFa District, and that one is called Local Color Underground. And we have another studio on West San Carlos called Local Color Keystone. My name is Haley Cardamon, and I am Local Color's program manager, and I manage our creative services and public art programs. So I get the pleasure of working with local artists like Sarah and Matty on a daily basis. And I also get to work with small businesses and organizations in downtown San Jose like Gabrielle and the Billy DeFrank Center. And we also are going to be adding a new branch of Local Color in 2021. We're going to be doing fiscal sponsorship where we will be able to elevate small local organizations and creative people to help them reach their creative heights. And so here we have some pictures of some past projects that we've done. You can see down on the bottom left, we have 100 Block. It's a project that we finished in March of 2019, where we were able to work with 100 artists that each painted 100 small murals inside of one large mural. And in the middle there, you see Nuni Paco painting a window mural for a project we did called Hella Gardens, which was really fun. We got to work with 25 artists that painted blighted spaces on the Santa Clara Street corridor in downtown San Jose. And then on the right side, you see a temporary mural by Paige Mason, which was for a project called Rise SJ. That was a direct response to the Black Lives Matter protests. And yeah, so how we got into this project with Billy DeFrank, one of our board members, Pace Gatherer, she had let me know that Billy DeFrank was getting tagged and was receiving some hateful messages on the exterior of their building, which really was disheartening for me. And so Local Color reached out and just wanted to see how we could help. And that's kind of how it all came together. We were able to combat that hate with love and color. And you'll get to see those murals very soon. So next, I'm going to introduce Gabrielle from the Billy DeFrank Center.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gabrielle Antolovich, and I'm the board president for the Billy DeFrank LGBTQ+ Community Center. And we are, a large building, and when we are open, we have at least 1,000 people coming in and out of this center every week. And when we were open, even then we were tagged, and not always in a bad way, and I got very fed up after COVID happened. We had to close the building, and a lot of people started tagging us with negative messaging and sometimes even positive messaging. And the positive messaging begot negative messaging back. It's almost like it was public texting or something like that. And they picked on two places: on our large electrical box, which is the one Sarah painted, and then they kept tagging the dumpster walls, and that's the one that Matty painted over, and it's in shocking pink, and he has named it the prissy dumpster walls, which I just love because it takes that negativity away, and it's so part of our community. So what happened for me during COVID was that, yes, we have made sure all of our discussion groups are now online, and so everyone can still continue to be with each other even though it is online. And I wanted to make sure all the facilitators were comfortable in doing that, and that has continued all this time. And then there's so many other things that we have done, like we've made improvements on the inside. And then I started to think, because we didn't think COVID was going to last very long, so that's why I worked on the inside. And I kept updating, our website to make it look better, made sure that people knew what was going on in the community, engaging in the community. And then when we realized COVID was going to last longer, I started looking at the outside. And I noticed we have a rainbow crosswalk, and as you can see, we have rainbows going toward the front door. Then we have this other building that's right on the sidewalk with a rainbow door. And then in the parking lot, these young people wanted to do a project. So those concrete slabs that stop the car from going any further in the parking lot, they painted them rainbow colors. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't we show the other aspects of our community, like our transgender people, our genderqueer people, our non-binary people, our intersex people, the asexual people, the pansexual people. And I thought, wow, and then I got sick of you know, the tags on the electrical box and on the dumpster walls. And we were spray painting over it, and I even put duct tape over it because I didn't want to wait for the anti-graffiti people to come, which they do. But, you know, during COVID, everything was like walking through molasses. And so it suddenly hit me. Why don't we put murals on there? Because then it'll do two things. One, it'll stop the tagging, whether it's good or bad. We don't want any tagging because tagging is tagging. And then it also is showing our community that we are still here. Even if they're walking their dog, going past the center, they can see things are changing, things are happening, and things are beautiful, you know? And that's really what I wanted, that we're moving forward in our expression. And so that's when I had the idea of contacting my buddy from Local Color, who contacted Haley, who came over, and we were talking away about, you know, what to do, what we could do. And so the Billy DeFrank Center has commissioned Local Color to do, you know, the murals. And then when I talked to Council Member Deb Davis, she's our city council member who has always been so supportive, she said she would sponsor it. And I'm going, oh, wow. So I called Haley immediately and said, guess what? We have a sponsor. Let's do it now. And that was very exciting. And, you know, Council Member Deb Davis supported our transgender or our Trans Day of Visibility. She made sure we could have the rotunda at City Hall for the first time. You know, we were out in the public and all the wonderful transgender people. Trans Day of Visibility is one of our programs, and Councilmember Deb Davis supported that, you know, and has come to the center and supported us in many, many ways. And here is another way. So with all of that, I would love to introduce you to Councilmember Deb Davis. There she is.
You said you had a slide. You really do. Thank you, Gabrielle. So I just want to thank the artists, Matty and Sarah. You guys did a great job. I get to go tomorrow actually on foot and see them, but I didn't know they were finished, and I happened to drive by a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a week ago or a week and a half ago. And I was like, hey, they're there already. And then I, you know, had to turn because there was a car behind me. So I didn't get to stop and look. And I'm looking forward to going tomorrow and actually getting a close up. It was cool to see the pictures. So thank you for brightening our Alameda. Very much appreciate it. We've got so many cool murals, and I know Local Color, you are part of the reason for that in our city. I really think, you know, we may not have a Golden Gate Bridge. We may not have, you know, St. Louis Arch or anything like that. But I love the fact that our city has probably now hundreds of murals by local artists, and it's changing all the time. You kind of never know what to expect. I hadn't been downtown for a while and hadn't seen some of the new murals that had gone up on the boarded up windows. And it's so nice to have that always kind of changing landscape within our city. And just to see how what we're experiencing as a city with our culture, our artists are always making us think about that and bringing it forward. I love that you guys share our culture with everyone who comes to town by having these public murals, which is why I'm so grateful that we can partner on projects like this. as Gabrielle said, it prevents the tagging. It gives the neighbors something cool to look forward to on their dog walks. And what she didn't say, and what I think is so nice, I know we don't have a ton of visitors right now, but as we get more and more people back to the city as tourists, they will get to discover new murals at every turn, right? Just going on a walk from their Airbnb to Whole Foods, they're going to see new murals. So I really want to thank you, all of you, Local Color, Sarah and Matty and Gabrielle, for bringing this extra little bit of joy to our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb Davis. It's great to hear from you. And alike, I'm also excited for new people to come to San Jose when the time is right and when hopefully COVID ends, for people to come to San Jose and to see the public art that we have here. I think one thing that I really appreciate about public art is that it helps somebody that doesn't know San Jose learn more about San Jose, and it's kind of like the cultural fabric of a place. And no matter where you go, in other cities in the world, you feel at home when you see public art, or at least I do. So I really appreciate this moment as well, Gabrielle and Deb Davis. So thank you for supporting this project. So next on the agenda, we have 2 videos. They're going to be each of the artists and their in-studio interviews. Our dear friend Julia Devine from the Hubert Group she did an amazing job on these videos, and we're really excited to introduce you guys to both Matty and Sarah. And so this first video is going to be with Matty. Can everybody hear? It's about 5 minutes.
Online, I'm Fabulous Matty on pretty much all the social medias. I was born and raised here in San Jose. I am the artist that made the Tree of Life, which is also known as the Prissy Dumpster. The mural is at the Billy DeFrank Center. So when I was 18 or 19, I heard about the DeFrank Center, and I went to a gay prom there. And from there, I started going to different gay dances. And it was just really cool to meet other groups that operated the same way. And then we became this big community. And there are a couple of people that I met there that are still in my life today, which is really cool, because that was 10 or 11 years ago. And then when I was 27, I started going to DeFrank Center for AA. And it was really beautiful how it was the community, and the community center was there for me in a whole different way. You know, it was there before the whole party life-changing moment, and it was there again after to help me heal. And so I felt super grateful when Haley from Local Color asked me to do this mural, because I'm not really affiliated with Local Color, even though the art community in San Jose is very small and we all kind of know each other. It's actually kind of funny because I had turned down a mural only a couple of weeks before, just because my life was so crazy. I'm a caregiver for my grandma, and I'm getting my master's degree, and I was teaching, plus my own art and just so many things. But she asked me if I was interested in doing a mural, and I was a little hesitant. And then she told me it was at DeFrank Center. And I was like, nothing else matters right now. It gave 2 different chapters of my life the fuel to keep going. And so this was kind of my, what I could give back to the community. So I felt really blessed to be able to even share a little bit. So when I'm painting, I approach each piece a little differently. It depends on what I'm feeling. When I'm doing acrylic, I'll just paint the background and then I'll just go for it. And when I do murals, I kind of think of it in that way. But I did know for when I was doing the mural that I wanted it to be the tree of life because I wanted a certain energy to come from that painting. Like when you look at it, the very first thing that I knew before I even decided on the tree of life, I wanted it pink. I was like, this needs to be pink because if I were at really any stage in my life and I saw a big pink mural, I would be happy. I don't care what's on it. You know, I mean, it's hard to look at pink and not be happy. From there, I decided to work on the tree of life, and then just to like queer it up, you know, the rainbow clouds, and then all the different butterflies, because I feel like that's kind of what we are as creatures of Earth. You know, I mean, whether it be a butterfly, a human, or a plant, we all have kind of the similar life cycle. And I just wanted to represent people in a way that wasn't people.
Thank you, Matty. I think my favorite part of what you said in the video is how the Billy DeFrank Center has been there for you in like 2 different times in your life, and I think that it's really special to be able to like have a place where you can feel accepted for many different parts of your life and be supported at the same time.
Absolutely. And I'm super grateful for it.
All right.
Me too.
So next we're going to watch Sarah's video. Oh, and we might be having a hard time. For some reason, it wasn't loading. So what I'm going to do is pull it up on the side. Sorry about that.
Too much energy.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Is never enough.
oh, we got color. Hold on a second. There we go.
My name is Sarah Gendler. I'm born and raised in San Jose, California. Now live in Oakland, California. And I have recently completed a mural on the Billy DeFrank Center put on by Local Color. Mural is in San Jose on the Alameda at the Billy DeFrank Center. And it is called Fam Bam Thank You Ma'am. When I lived in San Jose, I volunteered for the Billy DeFrank Center a few times. Mostly I did the drag bingos. It was really fun. Then through Local Color, which I was a part of about a year, I got connected back with the Billy DeFrank Center and was able to put my first public mural on their walls. I'm very excited about. Public art is necessary. Public art is connections. Public art is friends. We need more artists to be given space. Local Color is doing amazing things. I can't say enough good things about Local Color and what they're doing for public art and artists. Really loved doing the mural. I really loved all the interactions. And there was a few different interactions that I had consistently on the days that I was there with people that saw it happening and going up. And one couple said they see themselves in the design, you know, which was really wonderful. So it's a boost. It is an ego boost and it's an art boost. I wanted connectivity to be a theme, a large theme. And then I really thought, like, what do I think about when I think connection? I thought family and how important it is to have people around you that you choose, not just biological family, that people that you can choose to support you and to be around you and to be a good crew, a good group. And a lot of people who aren't lucky when they come out of any of the queer closets, sometimes they're shunned from their biological families. They are kicked out and aren't welcomed. There's a lot of different family types that people make, like the queer family. There's families of people who, if people are houseless and they make their family on the streets, and kids who grow up without, you know, role models, they find their own family with older people that are showing them the way, right? So there's all these different archetypes, is that the right word, of what family can be. And people, I've heard it in different settings. I've heard fam. Yeah, what's up, fam? Hey, fam. What are you, fam? You know, asking if someone's queer in the queer community, or asking if, you know, just what's up, fam? You know, it just always feels good when they hear it. And so the second iteration, which is the final iteration of Fam Pam, Thank You, Ma'am, was really about family and the queer community. I wanted to include as many of the queer branches that I could on the Billy DeFrank Center with the different flags that I've seen around. And I wanted to include people of color and Black people on that flag that has been remade. It's called the Philadelphia Pride flag, I believe, which is the rainbow colors and has the black and the brown stripe. So I really wanted to be inclusive and show the vibrancy of the queer community through color and through the flags. I really hope that so many people that see it can find themselves in some part of the mural. So I am just queer and gay and all these things, that I think what I make is gay, is just queer, because I am. Like, it's you know, it's just like whatever's coming out of me. Since I found the term trans masculine woman, I am a trans masculine woman, and I very much, that is me. And so I've been embracing that a little bit and trying to include a little bit more of the trans community, because I am trans, and I say I'm trans-ish. I'm not transitioning, but I'm trans-ish, because I did learn that that is an umbrella term. It's all intertwined, I guess. My queerness, my gayness is all intertwined in my art. Even if it's not overt, it's there. I'm excited to push myself and see where, what I can do. And I'm learning from them, the people who are supporting themselves as artists. And that to me is, you know, that's always a goal. Just really trying to live authentically and what makes me feel good, and meet people and make art, make cool art. That's on the back of my card. It says make cool stuff. Like, I just want to make cool stuff and live happy and help people live happy too at the same time. So yeah.
Yay. Thank you, Sarah. Yay. I love these videos so much. I think that they're both are really special, and thank you very much, both of you, for being like really open and sharing your personal stories with us and with everybody else. I think it's really special, and I also definitely connect with you, Sarah, because like we've experienced like this family ship as well from like being in local color, and I think that's awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. These are the final murals, everybody. So at this point, I would suggest that you, if the viewers put their like viewing box on grid so you can see as many people's faces at the same time. And then we're kind of just gonna do like a question and answer, and we want to encourage the audience, our guests, to ask questions. You can ask questions in the text box, or you can just, you know, turn your mic on and ask questions freely. So I would like to start with Matty and Sarah introducing yourselves, even though we didn't watch that video. I think it would be really helpful for people to know like what mediums you guys practice the most. Your guys' educational background, if you're a full-time artist, or kind of, you know, what is your level of artistry? Matty, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I'm Matty Heimgartner. I go by Fabulous Matty online, and I have been painting for just about 5 years, almost 5 years. But I've been drawing and writing essentially my whole life. Like, instead of video games and, you know, television and stuff like that, like I always opted for just a notebook on my bed, like listening to 2000s pop music. And I was an art teacher up until recently. COVID kind of took that away, but I'm okay with that because I'm also getting my master's in creative writing. So I'm always painting, I switch between watercolor and ink on paper to acrylic. I just go back and forth. It depends on the piece. I kind of have a little bit different styles depending on which medium I'm using. And then of course I write as well. So, I mean, my childhood kind of hate for like television and just that kind of intake has grown with me as an adult. Like I really just don't watch TV. I'm always creating.
What do you, what kind of, can you talk more a little bit about your writing?
Yeah. So that stemmed from, okay, when I was 7, I created these characters. I didn't know at the time what it was, but over the years I've learned like the psychology of it. It's these 2 pop stars, Janine and Antinda. And essentially what I did was every single day I created more to their story, and they aged in real time, and they had kids and got married, divorces, like everything. And it was essentially me keeping a journal of the life that I wanted to live, but just because I wasn't comfortable in my own like queer, life, and growing up in a Christian household. Like my parents and family, everyone's cool now, but like, I mean, there was a couple of rough teenage years in the beginning. And so I kind of lived vicariously through them. And I mean, I didn't really think anything of it career-wise. It was just, that's what my brain wanted me to do. And so when I was at San Jose State for undergrad, I made an art show about Antinda, and it was 8 one-page short stories, as well as 8 drawings of her life. And so really, I mean, everything is kind of just wrapping back around to what I started with when I first created her. So, and then in San Jose State right now, I'm studying for nonfiction. So I'm also kind of working on a memoir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Good luck. That sounds so cool. I'm looking forward to your memoir.
It takes lots of coffee.
Thank you, Matty.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, the same set of questions. Your practice, that you practice the most, educational background, are you a full-time artist? Where are you at with the artistry?
All right. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thanks, everyone, for being here. First of all, thank you all for the support. Dev, good to see your face. I didn't know who you were, and I appreciate the support. I have all the love for Local Color. I'm going to cry talking about them because they're like my people. So I'm Sarah G. I go by Sarah G. My name is Sarah Gendler, and Instagram is Sarah MFG. And you know what the MF stands for. GEE, like I have it on the screen. Anywho, so I was born and raised in San Jose, South San Jose. A privileged life, never had to want for anything, and always was doing art, but never like took classes in school, but always, thank you, Mom and Dad, for letting me take over the garage. That was my first art studio. So I've graduated all the levels, and I just graduated 2 semesters ago from San Jose State, with a bachelor's degree in studio practice, which is all of the areas of art. I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into one area, ADHD, or just wanting to learn all the things, a little bit about everything. So while I was in school, I did a lot of metal work and really explored pushing my brain sculpture wise. And now, like accessibility wise, I continuing with acrylic and watercolor, similar to Matty, and whatever 2D thing comes into my hands, or 3D, paper mache, whatever I can get my hands on. But primarily drawing, painting with the sort of standard materials. So I just do a lot of that. I think also similar to Matty, which I didn't really realize until now, but I also love to spread my artistic like creativity into words, and it doesn't come out as writing, but it comes out with raps or poems or just silly freestyles, or I will write some poems and tell them to my therapist or whatever, you know, but like
She's a good rapper. She's got some rhymes.
thank you. I got some rhymes. I do. I love to flow, and that I think helps when I'm making art. I will not have so much of a plan sometimes, and I'll just go where my brain takes me sometime, like usually, right? So I don't know, I could talk all day about many things, but yeah, I just this was my first public mural. I got paid to make art like publicly, and that is special, and I really 100 times thank Local Color. Oh God, here it goes again. Like getting them as family is just huge. I know what I want my like future studios to feel like, or like the spaces to feel like. So I'm currently in Oakland making art at a studio that felt like family when I saw it and walked in, and so I was like, yes, this is it. Thank you, Local Color, for planting the seed of community and family with my art like career. I'm not full-time yet, but I'm open for commissions and I make a lot of art. So I'm, like I said in the video, a goal is to be a self-supporting artist and or working, having my job be around art. I was an art teacher like Matty a few years ago, but I want to be around more adults making art and more public art and community art. I love kids and they all need to learn art too, but I want to just, you know, make art with people and be paid to make everything beautiful and spread messages and share the love that way, and community and yada, yada, yada. So yeah.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm really glad that you found a studio in Oakland where you feel like, you know, you found another home, another family. We really miss you at Local Color, like your energy and your positivity. And Sarah would just like always come in on us three ladies when we're just like having these like serious meetings, like crying and being something. And Sarah would just always come in and just like completely light up our space and just like totally change everything. And so she definitely left a really big mark on us, and we were sad to see you go, but really happy for you to embark on this like new journey in Oakland. And I think that things are just going to keep growing for you out in Oakland.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So let's talk a little bit more about your murals, and we'll hear from Matty first. You titled your mural "The Tree of Life," and maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the icons in your work and like the colors that you use, and just like to help identify some of these items here for the viewers.
Yeah. So like I said, the very first thing that I knew I wanted was pink. And that was important to me because, like I said, when I was young, you know, I mean, I kind of struggled with coming out, or not so much with coming out, but just the fact that people wouldn't accept me right away. Like I couldn't grasp that. And pink was always something that I wanted, but it was always out of my reach because I was worried what other people would think if I wore a pink shirt or, you know, fill in the blank, anything with pink. And so with this mural, I put in the heart, which is the conscious heart, for to kind of connect back to some of the work that I've done over this last year, which is about your heart, or my heart, anyone's heart, opening up their eye to be aware and willing to receive whatever is planned out for them. So just kind of being open to new possibilities. And I think in this time right now during the pandemic and literally everything else that's going on, I feel like that's so important, is to be willing to move forward, to grow, and, you know, to make mistakes and figure out what doesn't work. And then for my own personal art, a lot of it is very personal. It's almost like a page of my diary. And I wanted to not do that with this piece. I mean, I put the heart in there to kind of reflect back to my art, but I really wanted to make sure that this mural was about the community. Like, I was just kind of the medium putting the art there for the community. And so the rainbow clouds I put for, so the rainbow clouds are like the traditional art rainbows, you know, where it's just like the Roy G. Biv. And I did that because everything in color comes from that, right? And then, so like Sarah mentioned, the Philadelphia flag, that is some of the butterflies, which is like the new rainbow, or the pride flag. And then I also put on some other flags that, you know, I didn't even know them all because there's so many. And like the genderqueer flag, I had to learn that one from Gabrielle. And the idea of the tree is kind of about, well, one, I mean, that's where we get our oxygen, you know, and especially during COVID, like oxygen is like the #1 priority. So it's kind of a symbol that we all need to plant more trees, like within ourselves. So that's the meaning behind it.
Thank you, Matty.
Yeah.
Same question for you, Sarah.
What was the question? I'm just kidding. Okay. So my theme is very similar to Matty. We had a really funny process that we realized later was this, you know, samesies a little bit. So my first drawing that I had done included the different pride flags, and it wasn't a drawing that worked well for this space. So I did something else, but kept the inclusion of the pride flags. All of the many, you know, it's just about community, exactly what Matty said. It's really about showing off and highlighting the diversity of people who are under that queer umbrella. So that was the main go-to, the main reasoning. And this was, I don't even know. Oh my gosh, it's so, I'm just like remembering doing it. Like I did that. It's a large flower, and like Matty's pink wall makes him happy to look at. Flowers make me happy, and nature and things that we need more of. And flowers are cycles. There is growth and death and rebirth. And I think there's a lot of, you can draw a lot of lines to, you know, struggles of being queer and coming out, and struggles of just being in any sort of marginalized group, and living those struggles daily. So I think a flower was a good symbol, a simple but a meaningful and impactful symbol if one wanted to read into it that much. And if they didn't want to read into it that much, it's a big, happy, blooming thing right in front of your face, and you can't not see it. And that's how the queers are. Mostly I would say that's how the queers under an umbrella are. You know, we're just there, bright pink walls and rainbow clouds and all, and flower colorful petals. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that somebody saw themselves in any part of it, whether identified with just a simple Roy G. Biv flag. I got the family. If they're a queer person of color, a queer Black person, they're there. If they're a trans Black person, they're there. If they're, you know, just all of the different labels that either somebody puts on somebody or they choose themselves, and identifiers, I wanted that to be there. I wish I had another box to do another flower with some of the flags that I missed, you know. So yeah, that was that was the process. I wanted to, yeah, just highlight all of the goodness and the diversity. Yeah.
Thank you. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this may be at least downtown San Jose's first queer murals in public. I don't know. I don't want them to be.
You would know better than me. I don't know.
I was like trying to really think about it, and like, but I think that it is, which is really exciting.
Gabrielle shaking her head.
It's not, Gabrielle. Where is there another?
Think about it. I'll let you know.
Okay, you let me know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's still very exciting to have like this art that's very different in the public and represent so many different people. I love them, and this project for me is meant a lot, and it's been really fun working with you guys. So I would like to talk about how your queer identity has played into your creative journey, and if there are any icons, artists, or leaders, queer or not, that have inspired you guys in your artistic journey? And we'll start with Matty.
So for my own artistic journey, I mean, to kind of quote Sarah, I think that everything that comes out of me is just super gay. That was like so perfectly said, and so true. Like, I mean, I usually don't even have to say that I'm gay. Like, people just know, you know. And I'm glad. I like it that way. I'm proud. But as far as my art, with that being like a specific theme, I think that is more recently coming to the forefront, because when I started showing art, that was when I was just getting sober. So a lot of my art was about, you know, alcoholism and addiction and stuff like that. And of course there was like queer, there were like gay couples and just different things that symbolized it. But now that, you know, I'm kind of moving on from that topic because I'm comfortable in my life now, I'm kind of digging deeper into who I am as a queer person. And, you know, I mean, I'm confidently a gay man, but like sometimes with my gender, I mean, I don't know. And then I get frustrated when I think about it. And then I'm like, why does it even matter? I mean, just like you said, Sarah, like it's a label that, you know, sometimes it's you doing it and sometimes it's someone else. And it's like, if no one's asking, why do I even need an answer? But yeah, I think that when I do talk about it, and when I show like queerness in my art, I think it opens the door for other people, sometimes who are not as comfortable talking about it, to, you know, send me a private message and like start a conversation. And that is one of my favorite parts of showing art, is the connection that I build with it. And I think with this being in a public space, I think it's so important because, you know, I mean, it's one thing to have an art show in a gallery, you know, because people are going there to see art. That's their hobby or their interest, or they're an artist. But like when they're walking their dog, or, you know, just taking a jog, or even just driving by, and they're surprised with this like big, like enormous thing of color, and it's like it brings the art gallery to them. And then they're going to spend the rest of the drive thinking about it, you know, whether it's conscious or subconscious. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Thanks, Maddie. Erin has this saying where she says that public art doesn't have a door and it doesn't have locks, and that it's for your mama, your daddy, your grandbaby, something like that. That it's for everybody to see.
I love that. And it's so true.
Oh, what is it? Joe Mama, Joe Daddy, and Joe Grandbaby, something like that. Anyway, my dad. That's a dad joke. Sarah, same question. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat the question. What was the question, Alex? like Alex Trebek. That was I don't even know if that's right. Yeah. What's the question again?
So the question is, how has your trans identity
Oh, yeah.
influenced your creative career? And are there any icons, artists, or leaders that have inspired you?
Gotcha. Yeah. Also, I love, Matty, how you said it brings up the gallery to people. I'd like never put it into words like that. And Aaron's saying is also great. So I'll start off by sharing a local artist with you all. Her name is Terry Berlier, 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 Terry, Terry. She is a Stanford teacher, and I was able to assist for her like last year before a big show. But when I saw Terry come and speak at San Jose State, she is a queer woman, and I just fell in love with her art. She does a lot of sculpture, and I'm aspiring to be more into sculpture. And she does a lot of musical, like sound sculptures, and I'm just a sound box. And I was just like, whoa, like this stuff is possible, you know. It was, so she's very inspiring, and getting to work for her was amazing. I think I probably scared her off because I was like, don't forget me, please let me know, I want to help you more, whatever, you know. So she's amazing. Definitely look into her. Terry, Terry, Berlier, Berlier.
Can you put it in the chat box?
Yeah, I'll chat it up. So she's amazing. And anyway, so her art is very, very queer centered, whether overtly or not. Like if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, then it's still cool to look at. And so I just love her work. So my art is also either overtly or not. I don't know how else to say that. It's either obvious or not. Like if I throw in a rainbow in there, you know, great. But if I don't, then I'm still making it, and I still feel like I can process. There was a moment in my life that I processed through this image, and then I put it out there. So some things are directly related to my therapy sessions, where I've been, or previously I've worked through a lot of the stuff, you know, in therapy. It was coming out to myself about my transness, and working through my decision to get top surgery, and how I want to identify myself, you know, what words sound good. So I found trans masculine woman, you know, a year plus ago, and I had been talking about in therapy. So, oh yeah, cool, Julia, yeah. So, so I think I did a huge project at the end of my school, my second to last semester. I did a huge project about wanting to have like my chest reconstructed. I needed to have surgery anyway because I probably would have gotten breast cancer, but like it was a very serendipitous moment of I had been talking to my therapist about, oh, I think I want top surgery, and what would it look like physically and mentally. And then I got this like diagnosis of the BRCA2 gene, and I was like, oh shit, whoa, universe, whoa, you know. So I was able to make that into art and work out my feelings and my process through that. And then I got surgery 4 months ago, and I'm like loving my life. So my process now of art is continuing that, like working through some shit, and you know, throw a rainbow in there because it needs the color, or throw a rainbow in there because this is about a queer identity thing. So it's, yeah, I don't know. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for sharing those intimate stories with us as well.
You're welcome.
So we have 2 minutes left dedicated. So we want to honor and value everybody's time that came. But if you have any questions and want to stick around to chat with any of us, Sarah, Matty, Haley, Gabrielle, Aaron, Carmen, we're here, and we're here to talk.
And we're queer.
otherwise, then you guys are free to disconnect. But thank you guys so much for coming today. This is a really special moment for all of us, and we appreciate the work that Sarah and Matty have done, and the work that Gabrielle and Dev Davis also contributed to this. So thank you guys. And you can find these murals if you type in the Billy DeFrank Center on Google. It will show you the location on the map. Put directions, and I'll take you to it. Thanks,
And
guys.
Tag us in your photos.
Yeah, dude. Please. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks. Any questions, comments?
I have a comment.
Hi, Claire.
Hard to believe.
That's one of my big sisters, Claire. Hello, Claire.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
And
Hi,
Penny.
Anthony.
Hi, girls. How are you?
Thumbs up.
You
I
look
just-
great.
I wanted to say that I'm really grateful that you guys decided to do the digital unveiling so that people, well, everybody could be safe, and also people who are not local, period, or local right now could enjoy and support the local queer art scene and the local queer artists.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. This is the first time that we did this, and we thought that it would be fun to just do something because we don't get to enjoy being in person right now, and it'd just be fun to just connect with people because I miss it very much.
Hi, Sarah. Just want to tell you how proud we are of you, and so nice to see you.
Oh, thanks, Aunt Penny and Uncle Ted. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for sharing your work.
Thank you. Thanks for looking. I really want to give love to everyone again. Like, I cannot thank Local Color enough, and Gabrielle and Dev, if you're still around, for the support and the literal like scaffolding, just like scaffolding of support. Please, please, please support Local Color. It's run by 3 amazing women, nonprofit, just doing hard work. And I would love to see more Local Colors. I would like to be a part of Local Color at Oakland branch. Like, I want, if that's ever a thing, holler. Like, I just love it so much. And just being around, learning from other artists at Local Color, I could just talk and talk and talk all night about it, and I won't. But please look into Local Color if you don't already know. And everyone that's watching that I've never met, let's talk about art. Let's talk about art, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the pretty things that we can make. Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway.
I didn't know we were coming for a concert.
Thanks, all.
Thanks, Sarah. Oh, also, thank you, Julia, for those videos. Videos came out really, really amazing. You did.
Yeah, Julia's here. Give it up for Julia. That was so great. Oh.
Dope. Thank you. I'm so sorry I was late, but putting them together and getting to meet Matty and Sarah and like working with Aaron and Haley and Carmen and everyone in Local Color, it's been like such a dope experience and learning a ton, and like also just like in my queer journey and like getting to process that with other people and through art is like so dope to me and like such a honor. So yeah, just thank you for being involved, and I'm glad that they came out well, and it just was a ton of fun. So yeah, it's just
Julia. Yeah, I was like just blown away by how well they were put together, and like the story that you were able to capture just like perfectly in like a 5-minute video. Very highly impressed. Thank you.
On. Thank you guys.
All righty then, if there are no more questions, then we shall say goodnight.
Good night.
If I don't see you tomorrow,
Good night.
Good afternoon and good night.
Good night from Philly.
Does anybody know?
Yeah, Philly.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Oh, love you all. Love you all. Miss you.
Okay, I'm ending it now. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.